When I left my father's house, I was well supplied. I made a mistake and I did wrong, now I'm dissatisfied. I believe I'll go back home. I believe I'll go back home. I believe I'll go back home. Acknowledge I've done wrong. I'll go back to my father's house, the place I love so dear. There they have plenty to eat and I'm a starving here. I believe I'll go back home. I believe I'll go back home. I believe I'll go back home. Acknowledge I've done wrong. I'll go back to my father's house. I'll fall down on my face, say that I'm unworthy. I seek a servant place. I believe I'll go back home. I believe I'll go back home. I believe I'll go back home. Acknowledge I've done wrong. Father seen him coming. He met him with a smile, threw his arms around him, saying, "This is my wandering child." I believe I'll go back home. I believe I'll go back home. I believe I'll go back home. Acknowledge I've done wrong. Father said to the servant, "Go kill the fattened calf. Tell our friends and relatives my son's come home at last." I believe I'll go back home. I believe I'll go back home. I believe I'll go back home. Acknowledge I've done wrong. Banquets in procession, all sorrow had passed. Father's heart was filled with joy, his son come home at last. Eldest son was jealous. I believe I heard him say, "Gave my brother his portion, I never went away." Father said to the eldest son, "You've been both good and kind. Not a calf I've given thee, but all I have is thine." I believe I'll go back home. I believe I'll go back home. I believe I'll go back home. Acknowledge I've done wrong. Hi everybody. Got a request to teach a lesson on that song, Prodigal Son, which I learned from the recording of Doc Boggs. I believe he learned it from his brother-in-law, who was a preacher. So I'm going to be doing this in the two-finger style. And I'm going to start with the tuning. It's kind of a modified version of sawmill tuning that I use for Doc Boggs songs. So there's F, C sharp, F sharp, B, C sharp. And throughout the song, the chord you're going to be using most is with your index finger on the second fret of the third string and your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. That makes that chord there. That's going to be kind of your driving force throughout the song, is this down pick with the thumb, up pick with the index on that chord. And there's a roll that occurs throughout the song as well. Goes, you can put between. So I'm doing that by going 4th string, 1st string, 5th string, 1st string. And that's thumb, index, thumb, index. I'm just starting with that because you can use that for a lot of Doc Boggs songs. Or another roll you can do, and I talked about this in my lesson on cavalry. You can also go 4th string, 2nd string, 1st string, 5th string. Or just different 2-finger rolls you can do. Now we'll get into the melody. In this song, Doc Boggs called this playing it straight. So you're just playing exactly what you're singing for the most part. And the first verse of this song is actually different than the rest of the song in the melody, and then the whole rest of the song is the same, both the chorus and the verses. So I'll play through the first verse slowly and then break it down. And in this song, he starts right into singing. Starts singing as soon as it goes. So it's, when I left my father's house. So we're going to do that part. It's going to be, you're going to start on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Sorry, not like that. You get 2nd fret of the 3rd string, then open 2nd string, then 2nd fret of the 2nd string. Then the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So from that 3rd fret of the 3rd string, you go back to the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, then open. Now back to your first note, 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Then 2nd fret of the 3rd string again. Then open to 2nd fret on the 2nd string. Open again. Then ending on that 2nd fret of the 3rd string again. So from the beginning, that's. Then you do it again. You do that twice. But then you go down to the 3rd fret of the 4th string, then open on the 4th string. Third fret of the 4th string, open on the 3rd string, back to the 3rd fret on the 4th string, then open. obviously going to kind of plug that into the 2-finger pattern, which you can go thumb, index, thumb. If you know clawhammer banjo, it's pretty much that same pattern, just using your fingers. And you can also go thumb, thumb, index. Both those patterns work. You just play around with that as you do it. And sometimes I'll just pick the notes without even doing the accompanying notes. But you can do either of those. So that's the first verse. And then, like I said, the rest of the song is you have the verses and you have the chorus, but those both follow the same melody. You're going to start open on the 4th string to the 3rd fret, then a hammer on the 3rd string to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, then pull off back to open, back to the 3rd fret of the 4th string, then open. Actually, let me play that through, just slowly, the whole thing through, so you know what I'm talking about. So that's the whole thing. And just, like I said, open to the 3rd fret on the 4th string, then hammer on to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, pull off, then 3rd fret of the 4th string, then open. Now the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, 2nd fret, open on the 2nd string, back to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, then open to the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, and another hammer on to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Second fret of the 3rd string, open on the 2nd string, 2nd fret of the 2nd string, open. Then you're going to walk back down from the 2nd fret of the 3rd string to the 3rd fret of the 4th string, then open on the 4th string. And just 3rd fret of the 4th string, open 3rd string, 3rd fret of the 4th string again, then open on the 4th string. So I'll play through now the first verse and then the melody that you'll use for the rest of the song. I guess I'll do it slowly and then at speed. Well, there it is. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them in the comments and I'll try to respond. Thank you for watching.